The emphatic finish.
He's for three.
No way. Bank the three. That's one for the highlight.
And he's fouled.
We welcome you inside the gymnasium at Owen Valley High School. Spencer, Indiana, the site for tonight's high school basketball game on the ISC Sports Network, presented by Endeavor Communications. The number 9 team in Class 2A, the Linton Stockton Miners, come in at 12-2 on the season. They take on the Owen Valley Patriots at 5-8. Alongside Mike Walensky, Greg Rakestraw, thank you so much for joining us for Indiana High School basketball here on the ISC Sports Network. And Mike, this is a rematch of a game 3 weeks ago. These two teams played for third place in the prestigious Wabash Valley Classic over Christmas break. That was a game that Linton Stockton was able to pull away and win late as they won that game by a score of 65-54.
And Greg, that's an indication of how good Joey Hart's ball club is at Linton Stockton, because of the fact that in that ball game, Owen Valley shot 48% from the field. They were 10 of 21 from the three-point line, and they only turned the ball over 10 times. They had 14 assists. They played a very efficient basketball game, but defensively, Linton Stockton was really good. They got to the foul line, and they really took advantage of drawing fouls and whittling down that Owen Valley bench. In fact, Owen Valley only went to the foul line in that ball game 8 times.
It is a Linton Stockton program under Joey Hart that has been absolutely fantastic. They made it all the way to the 2A state championship game 5 years ago. A team led by Des Fugers and Austin Carazia. They bowed out in a great contest to Bowman Academy. Haven't made it that far since, but they have been good every year. When you look at this team, they're young, but they're good. They're balanced. Only 2 players average in double digits, Mike, but yet they have 8 players that average, or make it 6 players rather, that average 5 points or more.
Not only that, Greg, but they lost 6 players from last year's team. So I tell you what, he's done a great job putting this ball club together, and I think what he wanted from this team coming this season is a little bit more defensive intensity. We know this, that in order to win a state championship, you got to play defense. That's where it comes. And this team really gets after defensively in transition. The other unique thing about Linton Stockton coming tonight, 56% from the field. They shoot the ball really well.
Let's now take a look at our impact player of the game. We'll focus on Owen Valley, and we'll talk about senior guard Isaac Wood, 12 points and 2 rebounds a game.
Yeah, Isaac Wood is their scorer and the guy that can distribute the basketball as well. He'll have his hands full in the backcourt. In the first matchup, he had double-figure scoring against this Linton Stockton Miners club, but he didn't get to the foul line much. I think you can expect him to be able to drive the ball into that zone here tonight.
Time now for our Endeavor Communications keys to the contest. They apply to both teams. Foul line, Mike, let's start with that.
Well, it's critical as we look back at that 65-54 win. Both teams pretty even in terms of shooting, but it was the ability for Linton Stockton to get to the rim and draw the fouls and put Owen Valley into a position where they had a lot of foul trouble and had to play guys from the bench. Secondly, crash the glass. You got to rebound. Linton Stockton's a really good rebounding team. They got some guys inside, including Sammy Robbins, who does a really good job getting to the glass. And then transition D. If Owen Valley can slow down the tempo of this game, there's a chance they can be in it.
A couple things I'll add to key number 2 and key number 3 in terms of crashing the glass. Even though Owen Valley is the larger school in terms of enrollment, in terms of size on the floor, Linton Stockton is the much bigger team in tonight's game. And in terms of transition D, Roger Fleetwood's been around and seen a thing or two during his 40 years as a high school basketball coach. Last time we saw Owen Valley on ISC, they opened the game in a triangle and 2. They can do some different things trying to slow this contest down. That'll do it for our Endeavor Communications pregame show. When we come back, starting lineups, opening tip-off from Owen Valley High School, the Miners and the Patriots, and you're watching it on ISC.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Throws for the end zone, man open. That's a touchdown. Touchdown grab for Marion. There you go.
Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for De La Salle.
All alone. Scott got it.
Great look by Coach to break down the defense.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Not getting their messages? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with E-Wireless. Endeavor Communications combines the nation's largest 4G LTE network with friendly hometown service, so you'll always be connected to your kids. We also provide internet, television, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
There's no cost for imagination, no charge for dreams, no limit to what we can accomplish together. It takes grit, determination, but mostly it takes you. They are your ideas, your visions. We're here to help. Early mornings, late nights, heavy loads. We are real people turning extraordinary dreams into reality. Sunbelt Rentals. Your ideas, our equipment.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Welcome back to Owen Valley High School. Greg Rakestraw, Mike Walensky with you. Thanks so much to our MTC Sports crew. Again, our broadcast, a presentation of Endeavor Communications on the ISV Sports Network. Time for the starting lineups. We'll show you, frankly, both teams. As talked about for Linton Stockton, this is a group that is a very balanced group. Their leading scorer is Kip Fugers, who is a 6'3" sophomore. He averages under 12 points a game. Their offense comes from a lot of different sources, Mike.
It does. They're very athletic. Kip Fugers is the nephew of former Indiana basketball player Jeff Oliphant, who is here in attendance at tonight's game, Greg. And the key player for them may be Lincoln Hale, a freshman. They say he's one of the most recruited ever high school basketball players at Linton Stockton.
Speaking of freshmen, Stephen Atkinson for Owen Valley gets a start at 6'2", and this is a starting five for head coach Roger Fleetwood, all 6'2" and under. We focused on Isaac Wood earlier. There are 5 seniors on this roster. Isaac is one of them, but the future for this program is Stephen Atkinson.
Yeah, Atkinson's a freshman, 6'2", number 50, averaging almost 10 points a game, and he had double figures in the first matchup between these two teams. And Keaton Richardson, number 22, averages nearly 10. He'll be a key figure to try to score some points for this ball club.
Linton Stockton 12-2 on the season. They were in action last night as they beat North Davies in conference play 69-33. Linton Stockton, members of the Southwestern Indiana Conference, and so far in their 3 league games, they have won all of them by at least 36 points. Their only 2 losses on the season at Bar Reeve back on December the 8th. Bar Reeve ranked in the top 5 in 1A. Those 2 were sectional opponents the last 2 years. No longer the case as Bar Reeve has gone back to 1A after 2 years in 2A. The other loss was to Edgewood, and that was in the semifinals of the Wabash Valley Classic, which is what led to these 2 teams squaring off in the 3rd place game. Edgewood would go on to win the Wabash Valley Classic this season. Linton the Road Blues, and they have the basketball to start things off. We thank you for joining us for this presentation of Indiana High School Hoops on the ISC Sports Network. Owen Valley, last time we saw them, they played Triangle and 2 versus Cascade. They're in a man-to-man to start this one off. Immediately, Fugers tries to back his way down and scores, and heady play by the sophomore, realizing he had the advantage, and full court pressure now by the Miners.
Matchups are very key in this ball game, and that time there was the isolation play down in the block for Fugers. Just man on man, went over the top off the glass for the bucket.
We saw full court pressure, but as soon as the ball was inbounded back into the half court set went Linton Stockton. This is the point guard in Harrington, leading returning scorer from last year for Owen Valley. At just under 6 points a game. They graduated their top 4 scorers off a team that went 10 and 15 a season ago. Good take the basket, and Harrington gets the bucket to answer for Owen Valley.
Good job of taking the ball to the rim. Because of the ball game that was played the first time around, Linton Stockton concerned about perimeter shooting. They're trying to pack it in on the defensive end.
Fugers called his own number in terms of backing it down last time. They actually ran a post play for him this time, and all 3 buckets so far at the basket for these two teams.
And what he did, which we don't see very often from a lot of people, he used the window, he used the glass, and he did a nice job. Nice soft touch.
So 6:35 left to go here in the opening quarter. Points on every possession so far. Only 4-2 lead. That ball was touched last by Lincoln Hale, the 6'3 freshman for the Miners, out of bounds to Owen Valley.
Linton Stockton doing a nice job of doubling up the post. They do not want to allow Owen Valley to work their offense inside out. Doing a good job defensively right off the bat here for Coach Hart's ball club.
Reference the fact that Linton Stockton played last night. OV was off last night. They played on Wednesday. Mention how good the Edgewood Mustangs are this year. They lost to Edgewood by 26. Edgewood not ranked in 3A, but trust me, they're a pretty talented bunch. Pressure applied by the Miners. This is Atkinson. First time we've called his name tonight. Looking down low for Atkinson. Atkinson, couple of moves, turnaround jump shot does not go. Good hustle on the board, and the jump ball will keep possession to the Patriots. That was Nathan Polish, a 6-foot sophomore, and you and I were talking about this off the air. When we last saw Owen Valley against Cascade 5 weeks ago, he did not play in the varsity game.
And that's a good sign that a youngster can step up. Good defense there by Linton Stockton.
But unfortunately, he throws it away, and on the drive, shot does not go. Hale had the rebound and gets fouled. Harrington gets the whistle. His first foul, and the team's first foul, and that was Owen Valley's first turnover of the game.
Lincoln Hale, a very active freshman, leading scorer for this ball club.
Hale at just over 10 points a game. On the drive, it's Hale. Everything but the finish. And his fellow freshman in Atkinson grabs the rebound for the Patriots.
And Atkinson, as he pointed out, the tallest guy for Owen Valley on the court, looks to play taller than 6'2", got a nice wingspan.
Good runner on the drive. It does not go. And the rebound corralled by Sammy Robbins, 6'5 junior for the Miners.
One of the things Owen Valley is doing right off the bat, we talked about getting the ball to the rim.
Carrying the basketball will be whistled against Linton Stockton. They take good care of the basketball. They're averaging just under 10 turnovers a game.
It's phenomenal. Their turnover, or actually assist to turnover ratio, is 2-to-1. You just don't see that from a lot of ball clubs. That's an indication this team could go very far in the tournament.
17 assists a game. That is eye-popping. Good spacing, sets up an open baseline corner 3 that falls for Keaton Richardson.
They knocked down 10 for 21 from 3 in the first game, did another nice job of reversing the ball.
Fugers cannot get it to go. And after points, the first 2 trips, Linton Stockton's been stuck on 4 for the last couple of minutes. 4:55 to play here in the opening quarter. Owen Valley with the early lead.
Well, so far, Owen Valley, Greg, is doing a real good job of spreading the ball offensively. Nice spacing, allowing some one-on-one matchups here, as you see right there.
Atkinson, the drive, had it taken away. Second Owen Valley turnover. Linton on the push, avoids the turnover. Now Hale weaves his way through traffic. Fugers a set 3 and rattles it in, and he has all 7 Linton Stockton points so far.
You have to defend this Linton Stockton team. They can knock it down from a lot of different places, and they move the ball quickly. They're an unselfish group of Miners.
Fugers a 36% three-point shooter. As a team, Linton Stockton 34% from three-point range, and they make just under 7 a game. Halfway through the quarter, almost a steal by the Miners. Polish able to track it down. Good crisp ball movement by Owen Valley. Harrington hits a contested jump shot to tie us at 7.
Tonight, Owen Valley is probably going to have to shoot about 50% to have a chance to win this ball game.
On the drive, wave off the shot. Foul before the shot. Take to the basket by Noah Woodward, a senior. And Harrington picks up the foul. And so far there have been 2 whistles for fouls in this game, and they have both gone against Harrington.
And Noah Woodward now averaging 3.7 points a game. Gives their ball club some dimensions in terms of getting the ball to the basket and dishing it out.
Good
nice pass.
Seal on the underneath out of bounds play. That is Silas Robbins who gets his first basket. There's Sammy and Silas for Linton Stockton. And now the Miners will fall back into a 1-3-1 zone.
Silas Robbins averaging 5.6. Both brothers came into the ball game with 63 rebounds apiece.
It's an 8-man rotation that plays for Linton Stockton.
That zone is really problematic. You have got to move the basketball quickly. Otherwise, the defense will dictate the way the offense performs, and usually defense wins.
So Joey Hart kind of had his guys play man-to-man to get started. I think it's your blood pumping during the game for the first 4 minutes, and now into the zone, and immediately it pays off with a turnover. Robbins, the right idea, just on the save, couldn't connect with a teammate. And the Miners give it right back, their second turnover.
Good chance there by Linton Stockton, but again, you see how effective that defense is pressuring the basketball up the top. Out of that 1-2-2, maybe 1-3-1, depends on how they approach things. They can come after you with a couple traps. So Owen Valley's going to have to speed up the play offensively here.
Noah Clark has entered, a 6'3 senior for the Miners. As talked about, something to do a little bit different than, say, years gone by. They go deeper into their bench this year. Ball knocked off the hands of Robbins. It'll remain Owen Valley basketball. Quickly back into the game now for Linton Stockton. Evan Slover, starting point guard, averaging just under 5 assists a game. There's a little bit of everything. 6 points, 4.5 boards, and just under 5 assists a contest. And Harrington wants some help in attacking this 1-3-1. And Linton Stockton's a good job putting size atop of that zone, but a soft spot can be the elbow. And Nathan Polish gets the basket to go.
Good job for Owen Valley. That's a big plus because they don't have to look for their leading scorer. They're looking for other options.
Deep 3 and maybe a quick 3 by Fugers. He's now 1 from 3 for 3-point range. And Owen Valley makes it a quick trip for Linton Stockton. Deep 3 again, not that time. And good board by Slover. Talked about his rebounding prowess as a guard. You saw it right there. And
yes.
A foul committed by the Patriots.
And we don't have a replay here, but I tell you, Greg, Slover may have come off with a little bit of a push there, but showed his athleticism, as you talked about, and ability to go to the glass.
I can also see why, as a point guard, he does a good job of rebounding. He plays the back of that 1-3-1. He's in position to rebound the ball a lot. Harrington will sit with 2 fouls. He's replaced by Andrew Motter, a 5'9 junior. So first sub of the game for OV. Little isolation for Fugers, pretty basic basketball. One guy on one side, the other 4 guys on the other, and Fugers scores.
Well, they feel like Fugers has the upside on Keaton Richardson at 6'1". He's got a little bit higher wingspan, good athletic movement, took it right to the rim.
A 2-point lead for Linton Stockton. Great save by Wood. Head fake, good idea. Atkinson in traffic. Block-to-block pass. Motter lets a man fly by. Couldn't cash in. Possession continues. Second putback try, no. And Slover not only gets the rebound, leads the break. Hale bumped on his way up. And the freshman will shoot 2.
You mentioned leading the break. This is a real critical piece here for this ball game because Linton Stockton, when they get the rebound, they're going to move out in transition. Owen Valley has to react. They didn't do a very good job. They're getting back on defense, and Hale makes some pays going to the foul line.
It's a Linton Stockton team that averages about 61 points a game. As the free throw is up for Hale, and good. He is a 68% shooter. If you do see a weakness on a good basketball team, a very good basketball team at 12-2, something I'm sure Joey Hart says, fellas, this has to get better as the season goes along. Mike, they're only a 62% free throw shooting team on the season.
Yeah, I was going to say they are not very good shooting the free throws, particularly with a lot of their key starters and guys who have the hands on their ball quite a bit.
And on cue, a missed free throw by the freshman. with the rebound corralled by Polish for Owen Valley. Minute 39 left to go here in the quarter. Little has separated these two teams so far. And again, when they played 3 weeks ago, it was an 11-point Linton win. Steal, layup, no. And a missed opportunity by the Miners on the fourth Owen Valley turnover.
Yeah, Sammy Robbins just didn't have his head up quick enough as he got towards the rim. Owen Valley did a good job of getting the ball back, but turned the ball over on the sideline.
Yeah, stepped on the sideline knowing the trap was coming. That was Polish.
And again, you got to give Linton Stockton a lot of credit. Boy, they really speed you up.
It is also a turnstile at the scorer's table for Joey Hart. Again, it is an 8-man rotation, but quickly subs in and out at seemingly every dead ball. Tucker Hayes back into the contest. Junior guard off the bench, averages 7 points a game. This is Sammy Robbins at the top of the key. Good backdoor cut by Fugers. Better reverse layup, and Fugers a point shy of his scoring average on the season. He averages 12 a game. He's got 11 here in the opening 7 minutes.
He's been outstanding offensively. Sammy Robbins did a nice job of being patient, of finding his man and cutting towards the bucket.
5-point run here by Linton Stockton. Deep three, misses everything for Owen Valley. Before he tried to save the basketball, Polish stepped out of bounds, and it'll be Linton Stockton ball with 40 seconds left to go here in the quarter.
Owen Valley has got to step up their defensive pressure at the point of attack right here. The pressure on the ball. If they can do that, they can hang in the ball game.
Robbins draws a double team, immediately looks opposite. Baseline corner drive. Ball movement impressive here by the Miners. 20 seconds to go in the quarter, and Joey Hart says, fellas, hold it up for one. Let's not give the ball back before quarter number 2. 10 seconds now left to go in the quarter. Steal, opportunity, but a miss. Pull up 3, leaves a dent in the backboard. Fight for the loose ball. Linton Stockton tracks it down. Shot does not go, and that is the end of quarter number 1. Through 8 minutes, it's the Miners of Linton Stockton 14 and Owen Valley 9 as you're watching high school basketball presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
A small town in southwestern Arizona, a lot of athletic success as of late. Linton Stockton, their teams have made the finals or won championships in softball, boys basketball, and football. And Joey Hart knows a thing or two about basketball, not just as a coach, but as a player as well. Joey played Division I hoops at Coastal Carolina. In fact, I'll date both of us, 25 years ago, he got to play in the first round of the NCAA tournament for the Chanticleers against the Fab Five on their way to the national championship game.
Well, that's some good basketball, and really good basketball in South Carolina with College of Charleston and University of South Carolina and Furman and some of those ball clubs, Clemson. Probably an understated state, but if you look at this ball game today, Greg, Linton Stockton, what's good about them right now is they can go big and they can go small. It makes it really difficult to defend.
But nothing but man-to-man so far in this game for Owen Valley, but a mix of man and zone for the Patriots. Drive and kick. Hale from the elbow. Got it.
Hale made a nice shot, but give Polish a good assist defensively, number 24 for Owen Valley. It's probably why he stepped up his game here, now getting more playing time at the varsity level for the Patriots.
Now 7 straight points for Linton Stockton. And they'll go back to the 1-3-1 zone. They played that for the latter half of the opening quarter. And they have held Owen Valley to 2 field goals in said 1-3-1. Good ball movement leads to a look from 3 that is connected upon by Keaton Richardson. He's got both 3-point field goals for the Patriots.
Good assist for Robert Harrington, looking for Richardson when their leading scorer is out of the ball game, sitting on the bench right now taking a rest.
Hale thought about the 3. Now we'll back it out and hit the reset button.
With the exception of some of those ISO plays, Owen Valley doing a really good job defensively. They're pushing the post player Fugit out of the post there.
Fugers with 11 points, but he picks up his first assist, and the triple is good for Noah Woodward. He's just the fourth Linton Stockton player to score, and it is also the second made three by the Miners.
Beautiful pass by Fugers. Beautiful pass.
I think they called that a 2, judging by the numbers on the scoreboard. So say foot on the line, it was just a 2. That was a 3 taken and missed by Polish. Good job running the floor by the big man, and when that happens, reward him. Sammy Robbins at 6'5" beat everybody down the floor.
Can't let that happen. We talked about early on, the transition will kill you if you're Owen Valley. If you don't pay attention to it, they took a quick shot, and on the run was the Miners and got the easy buck with Robbins.
With the floor space, there was no help defense as Polish works his way down the lane. And as we pass the 6-minute mark, left to go in the first half, the lead is 6 for Linton. Stockton, catch and shoot 3. A little string music from Joe Dean, if you will. Tucker Hayes with the basket, his first points of the game. And Roger Fleetwood will ask for time for Owen Valley. And it appears it will be a 30-second timeout, which means we will keep it right here. Our 30-second timeouts presented by Endeavor Communications, your hometown telephone provider for over 65 years. Don't be tortured by technology. Call 1-800-922-6677 or visit WeEndeavor.com for all of your telecommunications and technology needs. If you're Coach Fleetwood, what is your message to your Patriots right now?
Well, first of all, Tucker Hayes averaging just 6.8 points a game, knocks down a 3. On ball reversal, you have to be quick to recover. You cannot go at a 50%. I think that's what Coach Fleetwood wants from his ball club. You have to do a better job reacting defensively. And that time they allowed that 3-point shot to occur, and Hayes had plenty of space to knock that one down.
So largest lead of the game now for Linton Stockton is at 9. It was a 7-point advantage at the end of the quarter. Linton Stockton's gone back to the man-to-man after playing a mixture of man and zone. Atkinson has yet to score here for Owen Valley. Freshman has his hands on the basketball as we speak.
If I'm Linton Stockton, I have to be pleased with the fact that Atkinson is playing well away from the basket because he has that advantage of that long reach, and he can handle the ball, as you can see.
Pull-up 3 is good. Say from the line, it's a 2. It's a 2 for the freshman, but Atkinson gets the basket. Catch and shoot 3 for Fugers. Got it.
Again, you have to get back in transition. You have to play defense all the time, not part of the time. They will absolutely torch you.
So Fugers averages 12 a game. He's already got 14, and we are 11 minutes into the contest. But the most basic offense you can find here for Owen Valley. Put 5 guys outside the arc, spread the floor, see who can beat their man off the dribble. This is also what happens, Mike, when you're 6'2" and under as well. Backdoor cut, works to perfection, and Isaac Wood gets his first field goal.
Harrington again, nice delivery to Wood, cutting down the baseline.
So points right now not a problem for Owen Valley. It's simply about getting stops.
Getting stops in transition too, some easy buckets.
There will be a foul for bumping the cutter, I believe. Or is it going to be a moving screen? Moving screen's the call. It is a moving screen, and that is the first foul whistled tonight against Linton Stockton. It is against Evan Slover. That'll also go as just their 3rd turnover of the game.
That's a big pickup for Owen Valley, trying to chip back into this lead. It's an 8-point lead for Linton Stockton, and again, they're trying to spread the court, as you mentioned, and Atkinson, the big guy, is playing way out on the right elbow, away from the baseline and away from the post.
Atkinson, the pull-up is good.
But so far, he's knocked down a 2 on the top of the key, and they're on the right wing, so he's got some good looks.
Owen Valley hanging around. They've got it back to a 6-point game. Buckets the last 2 times down. Fugers, not that time, and Atkinson had inside position.
Well, talked about glass, rebounding important. Good job by Owen Valley of clearing the backside of the glass for the Patriots.
It's a Linton team that out-rebounds their opponents by an average of 6 boards a game, but tonight, we don't have the running total, but I'd say pretty even so far. And even's probably good enough in that category for Owen Valley. Hale's shot does not go, and it is Richardson with the rebound.
Polish did a nice job of moving back defensively, although he's a little bit tired. Coach Fleetwood might go to the the bench here and take him out of the ball game, although he's going to take a jumper.
Another pull-up jump shot that does not go. And it's a one-and-done possession for Owen Valley. Spot up three by Fugers, no. Good job of keeping Linton off the glass.
Yeah.
Woodward made the effort for Linton, but a couple of Owen Valley players keep him at bay.
Yeah, Harrington did a good job defensively. Then he takes the ball to the rim for the foul.
That'll go against Woodward, his first and team foul number 2. And you talked about the limited number of free throws that Owen Valley shot the last time these two teams got together. You'll see the replay of the drive here. These free throws coming up for Harrington. First ones that Owen Valley have attempted in this game, and we've got 2:59 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's a concern for Coach Fleetwood, but if they continue to get the ball to the rim, spread the court, get good shots, they'll have a chance to keep in the ball game. That was a legitimate foul there as Woodward pushed Harrington in the back.
Harrington has a free throw shot that might bring rain. That thing has some art to it, but got it to go. So Harrington now is 6. Balanced effort so far from Owen Valley. 4 players have 4 points or more. The shot, a quick one and a good one from Noah Woodward. They're letting it fly if they got an open look from three-point range.
Every one of them, Fugers, Woodward, they're just flying it through from the three-point line because Owen Valley has not recovered well to defend on the perimeter.
And now back from the 1-3-1 is Linton Stockton, and it leads to a turnover immediately. 3-on-2, look ahead pass. Hale left it short, but there's a reason he was fouled, and the freshman will get 2 free throws.
Boy, you got to like his length, and as Coach Hart mentioned, one of the most recruited freshmen out of this ball club, and you can see the reason why, how long he is. Got good vision too, as he gets pushed from behind, goes to the foul line for 2, and on the previous play, Greg, Atkinson was set up on the post. He had an easy shot, they just didn't see him.
Well, I think that you're seeing in terms of how Owen Valley's run their offense, and I'm of the belief if you think it's a good shot, take it. But there's a lot of folks that say the worst shot in basketball is a jump shot just inside the three-point line. A lot of the last several looks for Owen Valley have been 18 and 19-foot shots, as Hale goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line yet again.
Well, these missed free throws could eventually amount to something at some point in the season. I'm not quite sure about this ball game at this point, but you talked about the free throw shooting at 62% for Linton Stockton. They're going to have to make some strides in that category.
They're just 2 for 4 tonight. All those have come from Lincoln Hale. On the season, the freshman, and Hale is a 68% free throw shooter. But this lead has kind of gone back and forth between 5 and 10 now for most of the quarter.
Noah Clark at 6'3" plays that point on that 1-3-1 defense, averaging over 3 points for the Miners.
In a bad spot was Owen Valley. Atkinson for 3, no. Crashing the glass was Clark. Look ahead pass. The big fellas run the floor, and again consistently when they do it, they get found. Robbins has 2 baskets, both right at the rim.
He has. That's been impressive for the big guy to run the floor out of that wing. Done a really nice job of taking advantage of the numbers for Linton Stockton early on in this ball game.
Marsh in the middle of that zone found an opening. Ball was headed right back his way, but it found a teammate instead. Atkinson's triple barely grazes the rim. Owen Valley misses a putback look. They keep battling. Eventually, Clark out of there with it. Minute 23 to play in the half. Linton Stockton looking to add to their largest lead of the game. It has been an in-your jersey man-to-man so far from Owen Valley. This Linton Stockton team back at home for their next 3 games after this one. On the drive, Fugers turns off the window. Tough shot.
Wow, it was a tough shot. Good defense, very physical. Andrew Motter, number 4, the 5'9" junior, all over Fuger. Surprised the official didn't make the call.
That's going to be a bump on the trap pressure. Just the 3rd foul against Linton Stockton. Tucker Hayes with his first. No player for the Miners has more than 1. Harrington has 2 for Owen Valley, but he's played through that for most of this half.
Linton Stockton having played last night and Owen Valley having played January 17th with Edwidge. I think the advantage is Linton Stockton. They seem to be a little bit more in tune to this ball game early on.
3 goes up in the left side, left it short. Good crash by Richardson. But taken away. And again, immediately, whenever there's a steal in that zone trap, it is look up the floor as soon as you can. First shot does not go, but Woodward there for the putback. Woodward has 7 and a chance for an and one.
Noah Clark with those long arms, number 44 on the break. Just a little bit long on the drive to the rim, and great job by Woodward following.
And we've talked about how really Linton hasn't had that many second chance looks. They cash in on that one immediately.
Yeah, and that really hurts at this point in the ball game because they had chipped away at that lead. Now it's already back up to 12.
19.6 seconds left to go here in half number one. Woodward gets the free throw to go. And of their free throw shooters, he is by far their best at 84%. Lead at 13, largest of the half for Linton Stockton. And another steal. That's 8 Owen Valley turnovers. Look ahead pass, Clark, great catch, but misses the bunny. Rebound Owen Valley, and that will be the end of the half. Owen Valley's done some things well, but so has Linton Stockton. And the 9th-ranked Miners in Class 2A take a 13-point lead to the locker room. Our score, Linton Stockton 35, Owen Valley 22. As you're watching the Endeavor Communications presentation of Indiana High School basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Worried your family isn't protected at home? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eShield Security Solutions. With Endeavor eShield Security Solutions, peace of mind comes from knowing your family and your business are safe. We also provide internet, television, wireless, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit WeEndeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Back inside the gymnasium at Owen Valley High School alongside Mike Walensky, Greg Rakestraw with you. The drum line from Owen Valley High School providing the beat. It is Linton Stockton, though, that has the lead in this one. 35-22, our halftime show, a service of Endeavor Communications. Brings you the very best telephone, internet, television, security, IT services, medical alert technology, and now wireless service. Visit WeEndeavor.com today to find out more. This is the first chance that you and I have seen Linton Stockton, and simply put, their record tells you they're pretty good. Your eyeballs tell you watching them play, yes, they're pretty good.
They are really good. I mean, I've seen Cloverdale play this year, and last year saw Frankton play as they made the run to the state championship. This team is every bit as good, and what makes them difficult, again, is their ability to play defense and then get the ball in transition, shoot the three, and they can get the ball inside because they can handle the ball and take to the rim and get people to the foul line.
A large number of 2A teams don't have the size that Linton Stockton has. They've got multiple players 6'3", 6'4", and 6'5". Not many teams will go as deep as they do. They run an 8-man rotation. What impresses me, though, Mike, maybe the most, is the fact that they are equally good defensively in man or zone. Teams can maybe play both, but maybe have a preference. I think
yes.
Joey Hart can really kind of play play his hand depending on what the other team can do. They were both really good in man and zone in the half court defensively.
No question about it. And what's really difficult tonight, because of the height differential, is the length, particularly with Clark playing at that point position defensively at 6'3", and a couple other guys with long arms playing on the wings, and they're really creating some problems for the Patriots in this ball game.
We have a chance to look at numbers for each of these teams before every game, and there are things that you see in watching the first 60 minutes that go, yeah, that backs up what I saw. And one of the numbers that we haven't talked about yet in the game is the steals per game that Linton Stockton has. They average over 10 steals a game, and we saw them do a great job of playing in the passing lanes in that 1-3-1 zone.
They play in the passing lanes, and they give you different looks, and when that happens, it really confuses the offense, and they play at a high level, and I think because of the fact Coach Hart demands them to play at this level. I mean, there's some coaches we see during the course of the year where maybe their focus isn't on defense as much, but he wants 100%. He's getting it out of them tonight.
8 turnovers by Owen Valley, and most of those of the force variety because of hands in the passing lanes by the long and rangy Linton Stockton Miners. Scoring in the first half, Kip Fugers really led the charge early for Linton Stockton. He finished the half with 14. He had 11 of their first 14 points, Mike.
Yeah, they did a good job of finding him. They made it an intentional situation early on in the ball game to isolate him on the post, got some easy looks for him, got him into a rhythm, and then he was able to step out in the perimeter and knock down some shots.
Noah Woodward had 8 points, most of those coming in the second quarter. 4 for Lincoln Hale, 3 for Tucker Hayes, 4 for Sammy Robbins, and 2 for Silas Robbins as well. For Owen Valley, they were led by the 6 points of Robert Harrington, 6 for Keaton Richardson, 4 each for Nathan Polish and Stephen Atkinson, and 2 for Isaac Wood. Roger Fleetwood's team is already back on the floor, so whatever he told him at halftime, it did not take long. What do you think his message was to his team?
Well, I think offensively, they need to find a way to get the ball to Isaac Wood. He's their scorer, he's their shooter. He didn't play as much in the first half, perhaps foul trouble, perhaps conditioning, but in the third quarter, it'll be really critical how they compete in the first 5 minutes. The other thing is Stephen Atkinson. Where are you going to play him? You play him out on the perimeter and you try to spread things out, it takes away his height advantage.
Both teams are ready for the third quarter. Let's see if we can talk them into speeding this up a little bit, shall we? We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have some highlights in the third quarter play here at Owen Valley, where the visiting Miners look for their 13th win of the season as they are leading Owen Valley 35-22. It's the Endeavor Communications presentation of high school basketball here on the ISC Sports Network.
Just like that, it is a 1-run lead for Texas.
Pushes it ahead with the jam. Down. We're going to see a slamma-jamma.
Put it in the air. Marley's there. Touchdown. Is it caught? Touchdown. Came down with the ball in the end zone. With the three. Up the middle. Touchdown. Looking for the alley-oop.
Taking a look at Roger Fleetwood, his 40th year coaching high school basketball. Not all of them in this state. Some of his previous stops include Southmont, Perry Meridian, Brown County, and Whitco. But he also spent some time coaching in Georgia. He might have coached a player you've heard of if you follow the NBA. Lou Williams having a career year with the Los Angeles Clippers. Roger was his high school coach in Atlanta. Maybe doesn't have that talent on this team. Has a special freshman in Spencer Atkinson. As we watch these highlights roll by, Mike, what must Owen Valley do differently to get back in this game in half number 2?
Well, they got to take better shots, and they got to take better care of the basketball. If they can do that and get the ball inside and score some easy buckets and then play solid defense in the half court, they have a chance. They can knock down the threes we see here, this three-pointer, but I think when push comes to shove in this ball game, they have got to get the ball inside, because at some point their legs are going to get tired. They will not be able to knock down any threes, and they got a long way to go. They're down by 14.
If you're Joey Hart, was there anything that really gave you cause for concern in half number 1 from the Linton perspective?
I think there's always cause for concern if I'm a basketball coach, and that is effort. You can never get 100% effort. I mean, even if you're coaching at the NBA level. So I'm sure that when Coach Hart has kids at halftime, he's probably telling them he's not real happy about their effort here in the first half at either end of the court.
Let's take this opportunity to thank our tremendous MTC Sports crew that is producing tonight's game. Thanks to our Producer and director Jake Morris, Wes Wolf handling graphics, game camera operator Robin Lynch, and for all the other fellows working hard on tonight's game, we appreciate their efforts on this Saturday night. For Owen Valley, they are to some degree done with their conference schedule. They play in what is a 12-team league, the Western Indiana Conference. There are 2 divisions in both the East and the West. Owen Valley is a member of the East. They went 1-4 in their divisional games, and they will play in the 5th place game in the WIC playoff on the road next Friday night. They will play either at West Vigo or South Putnam next Friday night. In terms of Linton Stockton, they have 4 more league games to go in the Southwestern Indiana Conference. They will take on their big rivals in Eastern Green next Friday night as the Miners look for the Southwestern Indiana Conference Championship.
I tell you what, Greg, if I'm Owen Valley and Roger Fleetwood, I got to feel real good about the kind of competition they're going to come up against as they make a run to the tournament. You get a chance to play Bloomington South, a 4A power. Monrovia is pretty good at 2A. You know, this team has a chance to really make some things happen at 3A. They just happen to play a really outstanding ball club tonight in Linton Stockton.
Owen Valley has the 3rd best record in their sectional at 5-8. The team they will have to find a way to beat is Edgewood. And again, they played the Mustangs on Wednesday and lost by 26. They've got 6 weeks to say, all right, we got to somehow find a way to be 26 points better the next time we see that very good 12-3 basketball team. There's a game on the schedule I'm going to point out to you from the Linton Stockton perspective to keep your eye on. They will play Terre Haute South on February the 6th. It's kind of surprising it worked out this way for Linton Stockton. They played in the Wabash Valley Classic. They did not play either Terre Haute North or Terre Haute South in that tournament. Usually to make a deep run in that field, you got to beat at least one of those teams. They didn't. But they will play Terre Haute South on February the 6th, and that game will take place in Linton. Terre Haute South is led by DeAvion Washington. That'll play at Indiana State next year. Frankly, that game is probably going to be like what Linton might see either in the regional or semi-state or even a state championship game in 2A. That's a game to keep your eye on if you're a Miner fan.
No question about it. And now we've got another half to play. And if the Linton Stockton can keep up their effort at both ends of the court, they're going to have a chance to close out here. On the other hand, Owen Valley has a chance. I've been very impressed by Robert Harrington handling the ball right now. Done a real good job distributing it for the Patriots tonight.
Last time this game was tied was at 9-9. It has largely been all Linton Stockton since. They will go back to the zone. They started man-to-man in each of the first 2 quarters. They will start zone here in quarter number 3. Of the 1-3-1 variety, using their advantage from a size perspective, really clog the passing lanes. Polish for 3. That's good.
Nice job of Owen Valley passing over the top of the zone. You're going to either have to pass over the top or you have to dribble through the gaps to make some things happen. Otherwise, that pressure is going to tear you apart.
Polish now with 7 to lead the effort for Owen Valley. Good look down low. Robbins hit and 1.
Robbins did a great job of slipping past Atkinson underneath and got an easy bucket there. Now the question is, and the officials didn't see it, did he drag his pivot foot, which is possible. As we take a look at the replay, we didn't get a chance to see that as he slid through behind the defense.
So Richardson commits the foul. Robbins misses a free throw. Robbins a 60% free throw shooter. That is Sammy. Sammy wears number 33. Silas wears number 35. Sammy's got 6 points tonight. Silas has 2. And the lead is 12, 1 minute in to the 3rd quarter. Spot up 3, does not go. And then the crash with the loose ball, Woodward tracks it down for Linton Stockton.
Again, you can shoot a lot of threes, and sometimes you make them, but it will kill you if you miss.
Fugers with the miss. And he's got 14 total scores, but he has just 3 points since the 1st quarter. He was clearly the focal point of their offense, and Linton switches back to a man-to-man. 2nd possession row, they've done that. Every time OV has seen man, it's just been space the floor, find an open shooter.
There's the guy that needs to shoot it, and that's Isaac Wood for the deep 3.
So Wood with his 2nd field goal, he's got 5.
What's concerning for Coach Hart early on in this 3rd is they're allowing the ball to be in the middle of the court. And you can do just about anything you want to do when you don't put pressure and drive the ball to the sideline.
A lot of those drives for Owen Valley resulted in layups in the first half. They've been looking to kick him out here in this half. Fugers from the elbow. Good look.
Great shot by Fugers. He tried to find Robbins inside, but Owen Valley did a good job of sealing him off.
The Futures now is 16. And Owen Valley cannot afford to trade baskets. Got to get some more defensive stops to the Patriots. On average, Owen Valley giving up 53 points per game. They're scoring 47 a night. And a bit of an unforced giveaway, but a foul is going to be called. Is this going to go against Harrington for Owen Valley? It is. That's going to be his third.
That's a tough foul because they had the ball in the half court there and then turn it over a little bit. Just not enough focus there in that half court.
It's been a relatively whistle-free game. The only player really in foul trouble is Harrington, just picked up his third. He played with 2 for most of the second quarter. 5:23 to play here in quarter number 3. Linton Stockton leads by 11. The 13-point lead at halftime, their largest of the game. Again, Futures plays as a guard but posts up like a forward, and you can see he can do both as he gets the shot to go.
He's got great balance. He also has pretty good vision because as he turned and looked, all of his teammates were covered by Patriot defenders, and he did the only thing he had to do, and that's to go up and score.
If you go back to the first series of the game, he just dribbles his way and backs his way down and scores. Next time down, it was run a post play for him and score. Futures misses the free throw. He is just 9 of 18 on the season from the free throw line, and for a guy that plays on the interior as much as he does, I am stunned he's only shot 18 free throws all year. That shot might have been partially blocked by Woodward.
Yeah, Woodward did a good job of recovering there with his right hand.
Hale leads the charge. Futures spot up 3, not that time, but the long rebound, Slover. Great find, great feed, and Hale with the basket. And the lead is now 15 for Linton Stockton.
Yes, great assist by Slover, and they've got to get back and defend this.
Little full court pressure, and Wood gets the basket. Well, the issues have not been on the offensive end for Owen Valley. It's on the defensive end.
Nice tip by Hale.
As evidenced by a drive to the rim and then a follow-up tip in by the freshman in Hale, who now has 8.
Just little bit breakdown defensively. It's right there again.
And full court pressure. We really have only seen this for a couple of possessions in this game. Linton Stockton picking it up now. They're trying to put this game away as the lead grows to 17 midway through the third quarter. Atkinson lost the handle. That is 11 Owen Valley turnovers. The Miners flying down the floor, put it up and in for Tucker Hayes. He's got 5, and Roger Fleetwood asks for time.
Great job defensively by Linton Stockton, heating it up in the backcourt, coming up with a bucket.
It is a full timeout, which means we will step away. Our score with 3:52 to play in the third quarter. Linton Stockton 49 and Owen Valley 30. We're back in a moment on the Endeavor Communications presentation of high school basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with eTV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Here's a good look at Coach Hart. Bit of a unique stat for the Miners this year. Last night's game with North Davies, their second home game of the season.
Wow.
They had played 9 neutral site games so far on the year. They opened with a 4-team same-day tournament at Lagodi, where they beat Rock Creek in Brown County. Played 4 games over the Christmas holiday in the Wabash Valley Classic. Then turned around the next week and played in the Greene County Invitational at White River Valley, where they won that tournament beating Bloomfield. So 9 of their first 13 games of the season were neither home nor road games. A steal by Clark. Hale and quickly it is a 21-point game.
They have really ramped up the pressure, full court and half court, and they are scoring at will.
And another turnover. Owen Valley just can't hang on to it right now. Pull up three. Not that time. And the crash in the glass, Slover will pick up his second foul. But this has gone from about a 10-point game to a 20-point game in the blink of an eye.
Yeah,
and again, it's the turnovers being forced by Owen Valley.
The first 5 minutes of every period is very critical, and you've got to come out and exert 100% effort. And I think Linton Stockton was able to do that early on, get a lot of turnovers, a lot of buckets. And they continue to attack defensively here.
And this was an 11-point game when these teams faced off in late December. But Linton has brought their A game tonight. The three does not go, and it is a one-shot trip as as Wood missed the three.
Silas Robbins, number 35. Nice job defending inside for Linton Stockton as he fouls and gets a bucket.
You put in the effort, as you just mentioned that Robbins did, you tend to get rewarded. Ball fouled him, he got an and one opportunity.
I mean, he did it extensively well on the defensive end, defending inside, getting a rebound, and then running the full court and getting an easy bucket. Wow.
Silas on the season, just 9 of 22 from the free throw line. We should note these stats, by the way, do not include last night's game against North Davies. That foul on Wood, by the way, is his third, so he joins Harrington as those with 3 fouls for Owen Valley. But it's getting to the point now where I'm not sure that matters in a 23-point game with 2:30 left to go in the third quarter. Atkinson, that is a 2 that does not go. And that is a foul that will be called against Tucker Hayes.
Polish very active on the glass there, getting the rebound on the weak side and drawing the foul.
And Polish will shoot the third and fourth free throws of the game for Owen Valley. And part of that is everything has been a jump shot for Owen Valley tonight.
It has. They had not been penetrating towards the rim. And Owen Valley has not made their perimeter shots either. It's been very difficult for them.
Into the game now for Linton Stockton, Jarrett Rose. He's kind of the 9th or 10th man of their rotation, a 6'5 senior. 2 points and a rebound and a half a game. And not many programs can kind of have a 6'5 senior as a spare piece. But that is kind of the deal for this Linton Stockton team this year. A couple of seniors they sprinkle in, but a lot of underclassmen. This is a top 10 2A team right now that will only get better. And there might be another run to Bankers Life Fieldhouse in their future as Woodward turns it over. Just the 4th Linton Stockton turnover of the night. And then Woodward, whether he was thinking about this or not, the fact that he gave a foul was a good thing because he prevented an easy layup.
He did. Great job defensively there by number 3 Harrington. Doing a good job of ball hawking, but now offensively he's got to find a way to break down that defense. It's been very difficult for him to do it tonight.
On the drive, the runner does not go. The putback there is good for Keaton Richardson. His first 2-point field goal of the game, he's got 8. Woodward blows right by the pressure. Off the hands of Clark.
Yeah, Woodward a little bit out of control. Would like to see him drop down a little bounce pass there well before he delivered that one, and he threw it away.
And with that, Linton Stockton will send 4 starters right back to the floor. They will leave the senior and Rose that just entered into the contest. And Hale, Slover, Fugers, and Sammy Robbins all return. Nine points, make it 11 points now in the quarter here for Owen Valley. 18 in the quarter for Linton Stockton. Baseline corner 3, no putback, good by Polish, and he becomes the first Owen Valley player in double figures with 10.
Good job of moving towards the bucket, getting the rebound, no block out there.
5 in a row for the Patriots with 1:05 left to go in the quarter. Robbins draws a double team. Now Rose. Slover the pull-up. Nicely done.
Yeah, nice touch. Good spacing there between Slover, number 10, and the post player, number 50, Jarrett Rose.
Slover not a guy that looks for his shot a lot. Again, 6 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds a game. But a good touch on the 15-foot pull-up. Was that pass deflected? It was. It'll remain Owen Valley ball with 35 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Whether it's Robbins 33 or whether it's Clark 44 at the top of that zone, they are very difficult to attack.
And into the back court goes Atkinson. Atkinson has not scored here in the quarter. Good pressure. And immediately, whenever that ball's in the corner, the point guy just takes off for the rim. Linton looks ahead and fires him. And that is Robbins with 8. I am very impressed by the basketball IQ of this Linton Stockton team.
Yes, and their defense has gotten better. They only turned the Patriots over 10 times in that Wabash Valley Classic. Tonight, you could probably double that amount.
Close, 15. But there's time left with 4.8 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Well, Linton Stockton on their way to their 13th win in 15 tries this year. Hale at 3, at 2, lost it, but Robbins got it in time, but could not get it up and in. That's about all that went wrong in the quarter for Linton Stockton. They outscore Owen Valley in the period 22-13, and they stretch their lead to 22 going to the fourth quarter. Back for the final 8 minutes after this as you're watching the Endeavor Communications presentation of Indiana High School basketball here on the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
Rose for the end zone, man open at the touchdown. Touchdown grab for Marion.
There you go. And why pull up for a jumper from 3 or even a mid-range when you can go right down the lane?
Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for De La Salle.
All alone. Scott got it.
Great look by Coach to break down the defense.
If you look at the Owen Valley huddle, and Owen Valley will play just one time next week in that Western Indiana Conference playoff. I know they'll be on the road, either South Putnam or West Vigo. West Vigo is a sectional opponent for Owen Valley. The Vikings 4-10 on the season. Good look down low, and Robbins give the assist to Tucker Hayes. And Sammy Robbins now becomes the 3rd Linton Stockton player in double figures with 10 points.
Owen Valley tried to slip a defender up the top, and they left the backside open.
Baseline corner 3 does not go, and Fugers snares the rebound.
They are looking to run every time they get a rebound, moving in transition and trying to break down that defense.
Fugers just backs his way in and scores yet again.
And when he's doing that effectively during most of the night, you got to double him. And they have not done that at all. He's been isolated most of the time. You look, he has no help there. Good job of using that pivot foot, dropping it right off the glass.
So Kip with 20 to lead all scores. We'll see Tyler Radebush for the first time tonight for Owen Valley, as Richardson will have a seat. Well, it's been a bit of a rough week from a score perspective from Owen Valley. Lost to Edgewood by 26. They're down by 27 to Linton Stockton. I'm not sure if it's any solace for Patriots fans, but those are two really good basketball teams they've played.
Awfully good basketball teams. And in this ball game, for 2 quarters, they were in it.
Block shot by Robbins ruled. He got a piece of the arm, and really no argument from Robbins. So free throws coming up for Isaac Wood.
One thing about Fugers has been very impressive. He hasn't been concerned much about the competition. He's focused. He wants to score. He wants the ball, and that means he's a very self-confident young man. He's a competitor.
So Wood with 8. 5 players have scored for Owen Valley, their 5 starters. And they are a team that does not go that deep into their bench this year. Free throw is up and good for Wood. He's got 9. We saw him play Cascade earlier this year, and they played just 7 in that game. They have played 8 tonight, but the bench minutes have been limited at best. Under 7 minutes to play and a 25-point lead for Linton Stockton. Off the screen from Robbins. Slover just works his way through a couple of screens and scores.
And Robbins laid a huge screen there with that right shoulder.
Sometimes we reference a stagger in terms of 2 screens. That was a stagger because of how good the screen was, the pop that was delivered. Linton, the 1A football champions in 2016. They played up this year and next year. They'll be in 2A next year in football as well. And that will be a foul and a 2-shot foul as Hayes picks up his 3rd.
What's really good about Linton Stockton, what I've seen here, Greg, is the focus on isolating Futures down in the post. And it's been intentional. And they are forcing Owen Valley to try to double. When not, he's going to score.
Polish misses the free throw. He's 0 for 3 from the line tonight. And the Robins will exchange positions as Silas enters and Sammy exits. Woodward comes into the game as well. There might be some young men on the bench thinking this might be my night to get some playing time for Linton Stockton. 27-point game with 6:18 left to go. Polish with 11 to lead OV. Full court man pressure by the Patriots. Woodward will eventually work his way into the front court, or not. Asked for a timeout and got it. There will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Our 30-second timeouts presented by Endeavor Communications, your hometown telephone provider for over 65 years. Don't be tortured by technology. Call 800-922-6677 or visit weendeavor.com for all your telecommunications and technology needs.
I tell you, Robert Harrington has really played well defensively for most of the night for Owen Valley. Did a really good job there. Linton Stockton's Noah Woodward, and if anything, Noah Woodward, maybe he's not as good handling the ball by himself in the backcourt. I mean, he handled the ball both right, left hand, but when there's pressure with his size, has some challenges.
That was the first timeout taken by Linton tonight. If they need him, Owen Valley has 3 timeouts remaining. Linton Stockton has 4. As we pass the 6-minute mark left to go in the game, and Atkinson will get whistled for the foul, his 3rd, team foul number 6. So we have not shot a bonus free throw in this game, and we won't yet, but we might in the final 5:57.
I will point out, though, when Evan Slover's in the ball game with Woodward, it really takes some pressure off, and then it makes him a much better ball club.
This Linton Stockton team in sectional 47. Referenced this earlier, Bar Reeve played up because of the success factor the last 2 years. Bar Reeve is back in 1A this season. Fugers gets fouled, he'll shoot 2. Linton Stockton was able to beat and get past Bar Reeve in those couple of years.
There's the replay there. And again, Fugers being intentional about wanting to score, being very aggressive, self-confident, going to the rim, and gets rewarded.
Fugers' free throw is good. He's got 22. The team that represented the South in 2A last year came out of Linton Stockton's regional in Crawford County. Other really good teams in 2A that Linton Stockton will have to deal with in the postseason. Henryville and Southwestern. And literally, Southwestern is 10, Henryville is 11. If you carried out the AP polls one more spot, Linton Stockton checks in at number 9. A lot of the higher ranked teams in 2A are in the northern half of the bracket. Westview, Covington, Tipton, Oak Hill, all northern half of 2A.
Don't mind that isolation play at all for Atkinson. had a pretty good look at the bucket.
Another great screen set by Robbins. That's where your teammate's got to let you know it's coming. Good look by Fugers, but Woodward ruled to have drug his pivot foot. Richardson now will check back in for OV. So here are the AP rankings for 2A this week. Westview, that's won a 2A title in the past. They're runners up to Park Tudor 4 or 5 years ago. Number 1. Paoli, number 2. That would also be a regional potential opponent for Linton Stockton. Covington, Tipton, Frankton, Forest Park would also be a potential regional foe for Linton Stockton. They drop into a 2-3. LaVille and Oak Hill both in the northern half of the bracket. Then comes Linton Stockton and Southwestern of Hanover. The Rebels of Southwestern are 14-1 on the year. Ball kicked by Fugers. Last night, Southwestern beat Christian Academy, solid 1A team. That win was Jerry Baumholtz's 500th win as a high school basketball coach in the state of Indiana.
That in itself is a absolutely tremendous milestone when you think about it. Talked about it off the air, how many hours these coaches put in. It's just amazing. It's a tremendous commitment.
Richardson deep three does not go, and Slover the rebound. Look ahead pass to Hale. Hale lays it up and in, and
wow.
The way these young men run the lane of their break is tremendous.
Outstanding, and Slover's done a great job of distributing the basketball tonight.
And a 30-point lead for Linton Stockton. Pull up, the high arcing shot gets every part of the rim but does not fall. The hustle for Rodebush not rewarded. He stepped out of bounds, and it'll be Linton Stockton basketball. Clark and Hayes will return. We have seen 9 plays so far for the Miners.
Yeah, Linton Stockton, Greg, it just seems like they keep coming at you. They're just nonstop. He's got a lot of tools to work with.
Marsh will check in first for Owen Valley. They will maintain man-to-man pressure. Harrington's going to get a breather. And now Mauder will check in for Owen Valley as well.
Cameron Marsh played that first game, had more playing time, had 4 assists in the loss to the Miners.
So Woodward with a basketball for Linton Stockton. It's around Marsh, avoids Atkinson, everything but the finish for Woodward. Woodward had 8 points in the first half. It's not scored here in the second half, but frankly, that's a little concern when you've got a 30-point lead with 4:10 left to play. Reference the fact that Jerry Baumholtz picked up his 500th win last night at Southwestern. Roger Fleetwood has 525 wins, the head coach at Owen Valley. However, not all of those in the state of Indiana. Marsh had it stolen. The attempt by Hayes, no good on the steal. But Robbins is there for the putback basket. Silas Robbins with his 3rd field goal.
They are so good in transition. That secondary break there as Robbins gets the rebound and the putback, a chance for 3.
So the Robbins family has accounted for 16 points in tonight's game. Sammy has 16, Silas has 6.
And now for Linton Stockton, this is probably as big a lineup as they'll throw at you. They got a lot of big kids in the lineup right now.
How about that for the friendly bounce? In the box score, that went straight through the rim. And I think the reason we've stopped is because I think there's a bit of a discrepancy on the scoreboard and the scorer's book. So we had it as 70-38 with the basket. Right now on the score, they got at 69-38. Again, at this point, I'm not sure it really matters. So they'll talk with the official score. That is the young lady from Owen Valley you see there in the middle of your screen.
Yeah, I think they missed the bucket.
And now they put it back. Now they're good. 71-38. Again, it's not going to affect the overall outcome of this game. For what it's worth, that matches my running score total as well. It's hard to count and talk at the same time, hence the silence. I went through fingers and toes a couple of times in doing that. 3:35 left to go in this game. Harrington in the tall timbers finds his way up and draws the foul from Rose. And simply put, for head coach Roger Fleetwood, and you got kind of a variety. You play some 1A schools. You play all 4 classes, 1, 2, 3, and 4 over the final month of the season. Your conference games are behind you as of Friday night, and the WIC playoff game for 5th place, or really for 9th place in the 12-team league. You've got a month to kind of focus on just making yourself as best as you possibly can come sectional time.
They've got some pieces. I think the guy that could make the difference is Atkinson, number 50. He is an outstanding basketball player. If they can build their offense around and find some ways to isolate him down in the post, be a little bit more patient offensively, they can win some ball games.
3:15 left to go in the game. And for the first time is Brady Smith. He has the ball in his hands now, a 6-foot sophomore. Almost a turnover. Good look by Smith. The senior Rose says, you want it? No? Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. Wow.
When you're a senior backup kid, they're running that play for you. They want you to score late in the game. Appreciate you being unselfish, but set it up, young fella. Harrington from the elbow. No.
Miners have controlled the boards the entire ball game.
Rose, good feed.
Wow, good look.
And laying it up and in is Sammy Robinson. A timeout called by Joy Hart just to sub players in, so we'll keep it rolling with 2:33 left to go in the contest.
Josh Pine, number 23, checking in. I thought he was a pretty good JV ball player for the Miners in the first ball game, which the Miners won going away in that JV game. So they've got a lot of players that they can pull from. Devin Robertson, number 4, also sophomore. He scored a lot of points in that JV game.
And the JV team won by 31, did Linton Stockton. Good look down low. And the first bash of the game for Robert Hubbard. Hubbard, a senior, does not see that much playing time. 2:05 left to go in this one. But what a weekend for Linton Stockton. They won by 36 last night. They lead by 35 now. Clark and 1.
Boy, this kid is really good. He's really good defensively, and now he shows some confidence down in the post.
Clark becomes the 9th different Miner to score in tonight's game. Stay tuned. At the end of this game, we'll have a brief post-game show for you, including recognizing our player of the game. And if there's only one thing you point to tonight and say, hey, that's got to get better, free throw shooting for Linton Stockton. It is the one thing where we'll say, all right, got to have some more work on that as you get close to the postseason. By the way, Cole Boyd is also in the game for Owen Valley. And a timeout will be taken by Linton Stockton just to avoid the turnover.
That was close.
We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Our timeout presented by Endeavor Communications. Just like this entire broadcast, a service of Endeavor Communications. Discover how you can save money by bundling your Endeavor services. Give them a call, 800-922-6677, or visit weendeavor.com. Had the pleasure of broadcasting the final 2 games of Linton Stockton's run to the state championship 5 years ago. Tremendous semi-state game at Speedway. Or not at Speedway, against Speedway, but in Richmond. So think of driving literally from one side of the state to the other. And pretty much all of Western Greene County did just that. They filled up the Tierney Center in Richmond.
It still is extremely special as it relates to high school basketball, girls or boys here in the state, particularly for these communities. They really rally around their teams, and these kids work so hard. And we talked about the amount of hours these coaches put in, just something that a lot of people don't figure out.
What it's worth for Linton fans, there is a regional that will be much closer to Linton than it's been in previous years. As one of these South regionals has been moved, or sorry, not regional, but semi-state, excuse me, has been moved to the Hatchet House this season. So the 2 southern semi-state locations are Seymour and Washington this year. And instead of Seymour or Richmond or Seymour or Southport, as it had been for the last 10 to 15 years.
It kind of makes sense.
Well, some of the teams come from that area. It does make sense. And you're going from an 8,000-seat venue at the Tiernan Center to a 7,000-seat venue at the Hatchet House. I was lucky enough that that was the regional that my high school fed into between 1985 and 1991. We never got lucky enough to play there, but I attended a lot of games, and it is a wonderful place to watch a game. Shot taken and missed by Boyd, excuse me. And the scramble for the loose ball, it's out of bounds to Linton Stockton.
Owen Valley has done an exceptional job with this gym, Greg. The lighting is just fantastic. Perfect for television, perfect for basketball vision anywhere you sit in this arena.
A little bit of an elevated perch here where we're at tonight, but it is a cool old joint, no doubt about that. On the drive, the scoop, no good. With 1:15 left to go in the game, Devin Robertson. Good look, but it would not fall. Catch and shoot three for Mauder does not go. Scramble for the loose ball, and let's hope everybody's all right.
Cole Boyd came down very hard, number one for Owen Valley. Came over the top to try to get a tip, and comes up gingerly. Let's hope he's okay.
Checking to make sure everything's still attached, everything's still functional. Looks like it is.
He hit the ground hard. He went high up in the air.
Make no mistake about it, Linton Stockton has been the far better team tonight, but Owen Valley did not play poorly enough for it to be a 39-point loss either. That was simply how well Linton played in this game. Let's test Boyd's hand. He can blame it on the thumb for not getting that one to go. On the drive, the runner is good.
Pine, the freshman. I tell you what, I picked him out in the JV game. He is a really good basketball player.
Now 40 seconds left to go in the game. 81 for Linton Stockton. Second most points they have scored in a game this year. Only their 86 against North Central of Farmersburg. And that's a foul. Late whistle, but the right whistle.
Yeah, it was the right whistle. There was some contact. I think Clark came over the top and swiped Radabush across his wrist. Tyler averaging 1.7 points a game. Junior.
We mentioned that North Central team. Fortunately for them, they had the longest losing streak in the state come to an end earlier this year. In fact, they picked up their second win of the season just a few days ago. As Radabush misses. So Coy Byerly, who played extensively in the JV game, now will get some time at the end of this one for Owen Valley.
Yeah, it's great for North Central to come up with that win, because you reach a point when you're losing, you almost expect to lose. Much like Linton Stockton's put themselves in a position where they're very good, you expect to win.
Yeah, they were 0 for the season last year, and frankly, they were 0 and not close to winning games last year. And Linton Stockton will hang on for the final 10 seconds of this one. This was a 13-point game at halftime, and Linton Stockton up and left Owen Valley in half number 2. Final score this evening, Linton Stockton 81 and Owen Valley 40. Let's go and award our Endeavor Communications Player of the Game. It is Des Fugers for Linton Stockton, or excuse me, it is Kip Fugers. Des was their great player 5 years ago. I knew he did at least once tonight. Kip Fugers with 23 points to lead the way for Linton Stockton, 11 of their first 14. An all-around outstanding night for the sophomore guard.
Well deserved, Greg, because as I talked about throughout the course of the game, he's a very self-confident individual. He's a scorer, and when he gets the ball, he has the intentions of scoring, and defensively, he really gets after you, does a really nice job there for Coach's Ball Club.
Again, Endeavor Communications, don't be tortured by technology. Call 1-800-922-6677 or visit weendeavor.com for all your telecommunications and technology needs. Linton Stockton goes to 13-2 on the season. Owen Valley falls to 5-9. Mike Walensky, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, I think it was a good test for both ball clubs. They may be going in separate directions. They may not. I think it's up to the kids at Owen Valley to regroup and get focused and understand that this was a good lesson to be learned against a really good basketball team. You have to take care of the ball under pressure, and you have to find ways to score, and you have to get back on defense and defend and play 100% all the time at both ends. Otherwise, you're going to walk away with an L.
Mike, as always, a pleasure, my friend. Good to work with you.
Enjoyed it.
Thanks to our tremendous MTC Sports crew. Again, thank you, Jake Morris, Wes Wolf, Robin Lynch, and the rest of our tremendous crew. Thanks to our friends at Endeavor Communications for presenting the coverage tonight from Owen Valley High School. One more time, your final score: Linton Stockton 81, Owen Valley 40. Thank you for watching the Endeavor Communications presentation of Indiana High School basketball right here on the ISC Sports Network.